Hi everyone, I'm Paula Magrani, exercise physiologist from Magrani Yoga and Pilates. In today's video, I'll guide you through a series of exercises that will help to prevent low back pain. The key point today is to work on posture, so we'll be opening the chest muscles, opening your hips, as well as strengthening your back, your core, and your gluteal muscles. You may be suffering from occasional back pain, and a lot of the times that's connected to poor postural habits as well as muscular imbalance. So we'll be targeting those today. However, if you're already suffering from chronic back pain or have back injuries, it's important that you seek specific advice for your conditions. So ideally you should see an exercise professional before you start exercising, so you get something specific for you. If you need any help, just let me know. You can comment below or send me an email. I'm happy to help. So let's get started. For the workout today, we'll be mainly using your body yourself and your mat, but also if you have a strap or a belt, that can be handy for when we do some hamstring stretches later on. So we're going to start on your hands and knees. Make your way down into all fours, and we're going to place your hands directly under your shoulders and knees under your hips. We'll start with a cat stretch, and we're doing a little bit of breathing as well. So initially I'd like you to direct your breath into the rib cage and the back of your body. So we take a long breath in. On the exhalation, I'd like you to start rounding the spine, relaxing the neck, engage your abdominals, so drawing your lower tummy into your spine, and think about pelvic floor here as well, as if you need to stop a wee. We're going to inhale and start extending and lengthening the spine without collapsing to your lower back and your shoulders. You can start extending your back a little bit more if that feels good too. You're going to exhale, scoop and round the back, relaxing your neck. Inhale, start creating length through your spine. So think about top of your head and your tailbone moving away from one another. Big breath in, and then exhale, move the other way. We'll continue to flow like these another 2 or 3 times. Just go on your own time. This is a beautiful stretch for your spine. Take one more. And then from here we move into a thread the needle, so coming to a neutral position, so you have just a natural curve of your back. We'll start with the right arm stretching out to the ceiling, either with the elbow bent or straight if you can, and then exhaling, taking that arm underneath. Watch that we're rotating from the rib cage here so the hips stay square. We inhale, send that right arm up, open the chest, and then exhale, take it underneath. The shoulder will just hover off the floor. Inhale, stretch it up. Then on the last one here, we're just going to bring that right shoulder down towards the floor, bring the chin into the chest, make sure the weight is even on both knees, and then the left hand can either stay on the floor or perhaps take it behind you so that you can open the chest a little bit further. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Gently pressing the back of the right arm onto the floor, making sure the weight is on the arm, not on the neck. When you're ready, the left hand will return to the floor, the right hand will come back as well. And we're going to change sides. So left arm reaching up to the ceiling, open the chest, exhale, take it underneath. Breathing in and breathing out. One more. Then taking that left shoulder down to the floor, look under your right armpit, square the hips, so making sure the hips are not going too far out to the right here, so bring an even weight left and right knee, and then the right hand can go behind your back so you open the chest. So once again, the weight should be on the arm, not on the neck. Let's take one more breath. And then slowly bring back both hands to the floor. Then from here we come into a 4-point kneel balance, so starting to work a bit more your core muscles. So think about drawing your belly into the spine, lifting up the pelvic floor muscles. Look down between the thumbs. We're going to stretch the right leg behind you, just on the same height of your hip, left arm in front. So opposite arm and leg. Think of your shoulder blade moving down the back, hugging the tummy in. We hold for a count of 3, so 3 breaths is a good length, and then slowly return to the floor. Check here as you return to the floor in chain side, there is no side to side movement of the hips. So inhale, exhale for 3, 2, and 1, and then return to the floor. Do from 3 to 5 repetitions on each side, contracting the gluteal of the leg that's lifted, so the right side, if you've got the right leg up, and then change. Think length through your neck, core on. Let's take one more each side here. And down. Very nice. Then from here, we're curling your toes under and come into a downward facing dog. So we start with the knees bent, relax the neck, spread your hands and fingers, send your sit bones up to the ceiling, roll the shoulders out and elbows in. We're going to straighten one leg and then bend and then straighten the other. So just walking your dog here, get into those calves and hamstrings. We'll take a couple more. Then slowly come down onto your knees. We're going to take the right foot forward in between the hands. So we're lunging now. We're working those hip flexors. So the front of the hips, they often get quite tight, especially from sitting. So think about a gentle scoop through your tailbone, open your chest, and you can keep the hands either up on the hips. So today I like to take the chest open, so squeezing your shoulder blades together, hands behind you, open the heart to the ceiling. Just going to take 5 long breaths here. The shins should stay pretty vertical here, so knee and heel in the same line. We'll take one more breath. And from here, the hands are going to go to the floor. If you find that it's too far down for you, if you're feeling any discomfort, you can use the blocks here, especially now moving into your hamstring stretch. So taking the weight back a little bit onto the back knee, and you can start straightening the front leg. You don't have to fully straighten, especially if you're starting to round your spine over that right leg. So think length through your spine here, either toes on the floor, or to go a little bit further, I like to slide that front heel away. Square the hips, send that right hip up, left hip down, lengthen your spine and breathe. So notice I'm here on the tip fingers. You can also plant the hands down, or as I said before, have one block on each side so that you can support your arms. Let's take one more breath. And then slowly take that right foot back. And then I'm going to step into a downward facing dog once again. And then change side from here, the left foot forward in between the hands. So doing that transition if you can without coming down onto the knees, the next progression. So hands behind you today, open the chest to the ceiling. Think scoop your tailbone, open the heart and breathe. Three more breaths here. And take one more. Very nice. Come to the hamstring stretch next. So find your variation, what feels right for you, and notice that the sides are different. So the side might be easier or harder, and that's fine. Just work with your breath here. 5 long breaths. Directing those sit bones back and the chest forward, length through your neck. So expanding the rib cage, sideways and backwards with every breath. Take one more. Very nice. And then from here, take that knee back. You're gonna lie down on your tummy. So slowly bending the elbows and lowering the chest down in between the hands, and then moving on to Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath your shoulders. Watch the shoulders don't shrug up. So roll them back and down and press through your forearms. Scoop your tailbone under. Press your toes away and open the heart to the ceiling. Just going to take 5 breaths here. Beautiful back stretch. We'll take one more. And then from here, we're going to interlace the fingers so the elbows are underneath the shoulders. You're going to come into a plank either from your knees or toes. So you can take your tummy off the floor and come into a knee plank. So shoulders and hips should be in the same line, otherwise you're going to come up onto your toes. So really hugging the tummy into the spine, pressing firmly from the forearms. Engage the top of your thighs here. Think of a gentle scoop through your tailbone, and you notice how much more the core muscles work when you do that. Without squeezing the buttocks here, the buttocks should stay fairly relaxed, and think of your tummy muscles doing the work. You can hold it for as long as you like, as long as you maintain good technique. Today we're doing 10 breaths, so 5 to go. And you can always have a break if holding for 10 is too strong for you. And take one more. And then slowly come back down again. And come back to that Sphinx pose to open up the heart. Lovely. We're going to lower the head down. You can support your head with your left forearm, and the right hand will grab hold of the foot. And here, it's really important that you press your pelvis gently into the floor so that you lengthen your hip flexors. In that case, the right side, you've got your right leg up. Hold your head down. You can keep your head down, or you can keep the head up, pressing the foot a little bit away from you just to make it a little stronger variation. If there is any discomfort, put your head back down. Otherwise, we're going to keep it up. Breathing. So actively pressing the foot against the hand. Take one more breath. Keeping the knees parallel as much as possible, pubic bone down, lifting the tummy up off the floor, and then lower the head down, and then pull the heel into the bottom. Then change sides, so straighten the right leg, take hold of the left. Start with your head down, pubic bone on the floor. Enjoy that nice quad stretch. Either stay here or press that foot a little bit away from you, open the heart. Pour on. 5 breaths. We'll take one more. Then lower the head once again, pull the foot a little bit closer to the bottom. Lengthen your lower back. And then release. Let's straighten both legs and both arms. So the arms are going to be behind you, palms facing upward. From here, we're going to lift the head just a little bit off the floor. Straighten the arms beside your body, point your toes away. Keep your feet on the ground to start off with anyway. And hold it for 5. 4, 3, so working on moving your shoulder blades down towards your hips, neck nice and long, chin down, and then release. For the next one, we'll move on to lotus pose. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind your back. You can either repeat what we just done or progressing now. I like having my legs apart, that suits my lower back better, but you might find that legs together feel okay for you, so you can go for that variation. So we're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, slide them down, neck position, the best alignment here, it's looking down to the floor so the neck stays long. So either hold here or the legs lift. So working your glutes, working the core, strengthening your back muscles. Breathe for 5. Don't come up too high that you feel that your lower back is doing all the work. You should be targeting upper, middle, and lower back, so all the muscles along the spine working together. Breathing, always really important to maintain the quality of your breath. Take one more. And then release. You're going to sit right back into your heels, into a child's pose. So you can take the knees a bit apart if you like. Lengthening the arms forward, relaxing the head down. And start walking the hands out to the left side, so we're going to give the right side of the body a big stretch. And slowly walking the hands to the opposite side. And take one more breath. And back to center. And slowly making your way up. You're going to lie down onto your back next. So taking the arms long beside your body, bend your knees, legs are hip width apart. We're starting with the pelvic tilt here. It's a very basic exercise, but it's great for you to become even more aware how much you're working those muscles internally correctly. So when you do the pelvic tilt, you shouldn't be clenching your buttocks here. You shouldn't be gripping through your hips or pushing through the feet. Ideally, you're working the lower abdomen, so your lower back naturally moves down to the floor. Take another 5 here. Observe if you're gripping through your ribs, so trying to keep your rib cage fairly relaxed, neck and shoulders also relaxed. Maintain your knees hip width apart. Then from here we're going to slowly curl up into a bridge. So working those glutes, now we can firm your buttocks, not lifting up too high, just a straight line from knees, hips and shoulders. Take a big inhale, exhale, curl the spine back down to the floor. Inhale, exhale, curl and lift. Big breath. And curl back down. Then you're going to do that another 4 or 5 times. You can go on your own time, it doesn't have to be fast. Ideally, you work through vertebrae by vertebrae. It's a bit of spinal mobility as well as core and glute strength. So notice the pelvic tilt is the very first movement that you do, and it's also the very last, so coming back into that neutral position. I'm going to hold it up the next and last. If that's already quite challenging to hold, if you're feeling any aching, any discomfort, hold it there. You can lower also your hips and spine back to the ground. Otherwise, we're going to hold it up. So squeezing the glutes, lengthening the chest and the neck. We keep the feet flat, or you like to lift your heels off the ground. and then lower the heels. And maybe you can lift the toes. And then you're going to move up from the heels and toes another 4 or 5 times, keeping the hips up and breathing. Just adding an extra challenge here. You're going to keep the heels up and lift the hips a little bit higher. Roll the spine down, back to the floor. Feet together, knees together, arms out to the sides. We're just going to let your knees move side to side. So working spinal rotation here. Take another couple each side. That should feel fairly nice and relaxing. And then from here we're going to lie down on your side. So you can support your head down with the arm for the first exercise and then straighten the leg long. We're going to do a side leg lift, so working hip abduction. For an extra challenge today, I like to show a variation where you come down onto your forearm. So you're going to create a nice lift through the waistline, shoulder directly in line with your elbow. I like to keep the hand on the hip so that you can stretch that waistline even further, and we're going to lift the leg from that position. It is a lot more difficult, so that will intensify the work for you, but if that's available, you'd like to choose that option today, you can join me here, otherwise back down into lying. Now the 5. So you have your bottom hip on the ground, waistline long, top leg straight, pointing forward. Lovely. And then slowly release. You're going to reset so that you've got your knee and your elbow in the same line. And we're preparing for a side plank. So either going to be down on your knee or on knees, or the top leg can be straight. Just gonna keep those 2 variations today. Straighten that top arm to the ceiling, either hold it here, or we're gonna take that hand down underneath. Rotate from your rib cage, so the waistline, only the hips stay square. We'll do 5 of those. Inhale, exhale. 4, 3, last one. Hold it up, maybe lift that top leg as well, and then lower down. Change side. So pick your option. You're gonna start lying down, or you can stay up onto your forearm. Lift up through your waistline, top leg straight. We're going to lift and lower. Gentle scoop through your tailbone. Take another 5 here. Last one. And then release. Reset so the elbow and knees are in the same line. We're going to press through the forearm and lift. Side plank. So stay on your knees, or you can straighten that top leg. Top arm goes up and under for 5. Last one. Maybe lift the leg up as well. Hold. And lower down. We're going to finish with some lying down postures using a strap or a belt. If you haven't got those, it's fine. You can just hold at the back of the thigh instead. So working your hamstrings here. You can have a slight bend on your knee, or if it's available, you straighten the leg, shoulder blades back down. You're going to hold 5 breaths here. Really good stretch for your hips. Maybe take that leg a little bit across the body. So that gets a bit deeper into the ITB. Maybe the stretch gets a bit strong as well. Keep breathing. And then we're going to take that leg out to the side, keeping the leg straight. If it's challenging here to maintain your pelvic stability, you can bend that bottom knee and have that knee out to the side. So core on. Take one more breath. And then slowly back to center. Let's give those knees a quick hug. And then change side. Left leg up, right leg down. Shoulder blades down the back, deep breathing. If it's too strong to have the knee straight, you can have it slightly bent. And the bottom leg ideally straight, but these can be also an option for you. Especially if the hamstrings are already quite tight. Little across the body now. So notice that left waistline stays long and the hip close to the ground. You're going to take the leg out to the side. Option here is to bend the bottom knee. Especially if you like to go further, that will definitely give you a bit more stability through your pelvis. Let's take one more breath. And then back to center. And then once again, take those knees into your chest, give them a little hug. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoy this simple exercise routine that can definitely help to prevent lower back pain. Stay tuned for more videos. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button below. Please comment and share and stay tuned. Thank you.